Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the third time I'm doing my intro because of this game. It looks really interesting. I keep giving it the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give it one more try. Like the first time I tried to adjust this to brighter, it didn't even register and it didn't even get brighter. And the first time I went through, I couldn't find what it was talking about. I actually had to look for a guide, and there is no guide to this game because it's new and it's an indie horror. Like, it doesn't even happen often. But I'm going to keep trying to finish the game and give it a review. Like, the game itself, like, for one, that's like a big epilepsy warning right there. Shut your eyes. I don't even understand what it is, really. But, he put a lot of work into it, and I'm pushing forward trying to finish it, at least get somewhere in the game. And a third time, this is my third time trying, and this time it won't even open in full screen mode. It's in windowed mode. I don't understand why. So, there's that too. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on with this game. It's a lot of bugs the developer needs to work out. I will say that. A lot of bugs. You enter into this room, like the 3D modeling and the textures all look good. There's supposed to be an Easter egg in here, but I don't know where it would be. You need an option to be able to lower your sensitivity for your controller or mouse because it's like insane. Like, I'm not trying to be completely mean and bash the guy in the game because it does look pretty good. The textures on the wall are great. The lighting is decent, but a lot of bugs.
We are very disturbed this evening to report the apparent murder-suicide of a wife and her two children supposedly by their husband and father. The 42-year-old man seemingly shot his pregnant spouse once in the stomach before taking his own life. Neither of the children suffered from gunshot wounds but were severely beaten, both found with fractured skulls and several broken bones.
For some reason, you gotta do that. Well, that is supposed to blow.
We apologize for the abrupt interruption.
A little bit of bugs.
Wishes to speak on this gruesome incident.
That was pretty creepy the first time I had to do it. And this part here, like, you could spend an hour looking for everything that it's telling you to look for in this
The crime
room.
was first reported by a neighbor who said she was walking her dog when she heard two gunshots from the interior of the home.
Like, if you're gonna have something like this to where you're looking for objects to like fulfill part of the story or something, like this first part was talking about a dog and two gunshot wounds. So I started looking for a gun, or I looked at that poster about the bodies and tried to examine it. Nothing. But when you start up and you don't turn up the brightness, it is really hard to see. And this does not stick out at all. You can spend a half hour just looking for this picture of a dog. Like, maybe have it glow a little bit, or something to diverse it from everything else.
After calling the police, she then went to investigate the commotion and discovered the bodies after receiving no answer at the door. I simply cannot imagine the weight she must feel after discovering such a horrific event so close to her home.
The weight, like now it's talking about the weight she must feel. You go to the weight. It's kind of silly. Now someone knocked on
She
the door.
described the scene in gross detail, stating that the family bathroom had so much blood on its walls and floor that the drain had been clogged.
This drain, without upping the brightness, completely impossible to see.
One of the bodies present in the bathroom was the family's 11-year-old daughter, who was the third and final victim to be identified as dead at the scene.
And I think that is this. You examine this. The last time I did it, completely froze the game. Had to restart the game, restart the whole video again. So, see, it went here and it stopped.
One of the bodies present in the bathroom was the family's 11-year-old daughter, who was the third and final victim to be identified as dead at the scene.
Can't do nothing. Am I supposed to get on this door handle? Okay. A TV. Okay. So I was just supposed to do the door handle. Everything else just opened. You know what I mean? That was creepy. I'd like to be able to, turn the brightness down again, so I continue with the creep factor. But I'm afraid that it will freeze again. It won't open again. You know what I mean? I'm just really trying to at least get through the game. Here's the PT aspect, probably. Yep. It's still a little dark. That's good. Does this TV turn on? The controller sensitivity is really bad. So I keep switching to the mouse to kind of click on things. Hello. That was creepy.
Don't touch that dial now. We've got many more callers and details yet to come on this thrilling story.
Is that the radio or is there a phone in here? Am I a kid? Okay. The hell was that?
The father was said to be a heavy drinker by friends and family and would often cause commotion late at night once returning home.
Okay.
He worked as a construction foreman and would frequently visit the local bar with coworkers once their shifts were over.
Epoch Lion, 2018. Oh, the chairs are all moved around. Keep hearing stuff break. Is that you? Ooh, a gun. Can I take the gun?
He kept his signature hunting rifle in a locked cabinet at the end of the hallway, the same place that he stored his alcohol. No one was allowed near the cabinet and would be severely punished if found tampering with it.
Apparently shot twice and beaten. Did a little remodeling.
The only safe place to be once the father started drinking was anywhere hidden in the dark. The children told stories to their grandparents about entire nights spent in the closet or under their beds attempting to avoid any harm.
That is dark. This is probably when the murder happened, or the double homicide. Triple, actually. I can't leave. Oh boy. Where's the radio? Is there a radio in here? Found another puzzle area, I think. Hiding in somewhere dark was the last thing it said. I go through here again? Of course not. Quit freezing. Oh my gosh. I tried to open that already.
Grandparents said they were fearful of the wife and children's futures after so many episodes of domestic abuse. They described one incident in particular in which the mother suffered from a traumatic head injury that sent her to the hospital.
That's when you leave and don't go back. This house is destroyed. Okay.
The father vowed never to drink again after the mother's hospitalization, but was reportedly seen at his regular bar only days later.
Sounds like a real jackass. Alright. Is that supposed to be someone coming to get me?
The door won't hold long.
It's a nice touch. It's an interesting kind of scare tactic. This is new. Okay. Cool.
On the day of the crime, the father checked out both of his children early from school around noon. Those in the main office at the time described him as eerily anxious as the three quickly rushed out of the building.
Lunch. Now it's going a little smoother. I'm glad I kept going and got past that first area.
On the day of the crime, the father checked out both of his children early from school around noon. Those in the main office at the time described him as eerily anxious as the three quickly rushed out of the building.
Now we're at another one of them. So one was dog, one was weight, one was drain. It has nothing to do with this puzzle, but literally it could be any word inside of the sentence, is what I'm getting at.
On the day of the crime, the father checked out both of his children early from school around noon. Those in the main office at the time described him as eerily anxious as the three quickly rushed out of the building.
So, the taking boy.
On the day of the crime, the father checked out both of his children early from school around noon. Those in the main office at the time described him as eerily anxious as the three quickly rushed out of the building.
Oh boy. There's no other place or source to get hints. I've looked everywhere for videos and there is no more. They hidden in these lockers.
On the day of the crime, the father checked out both of his children early from school around noon.
How
Those
about
in
the
the main office at the time
clock?
described him as
The clock.
eerily anxious as the three quickly rushed
Okay, so it was the clock. It's the first one. Oh, do I need to do something? Okay. Okay. I just double clicked on it. Okay, leave now.
On the day of the crime, the father checked out both of his children early from school around noon. Those in the main office at the time described him as eerily anxious as the three quickly rushed out of the building.
So it's the same story. I already got the clock. Here's another lunchbox. Oh, maybe another clock.
Described him as eerily anxious as the three quickly.
Oh my gosh. You click on the noon area. Okay. I'd rather, like, drag them, if you know what I mean. Drag them all to where they need to go. Let's see if there's any more clocks.
On the day of the crime, the father checked out both of his children early from school around noon. Those in the main office at the time described
right
him
there.
as eerily anxious as the three quickly rushed out of the building. When called to the front office, both of the children's moods quickly shifted to that of pure dread. The teachers asked them to gather their books, among other belongings, which they did at the
slowest fucking pace possible.
interrupting the small school of typically only 9 students per classroom.
Well, I'd be going super slow too if I had to go with an abusive dad. I mean, teachers should have maybe seen that as a hint. Okay, I'm looking for books.
When called to the front office, both of the children's moods quickly shifted to that of pure dread. The teachers asked them to gather their books, among other belongings, which they did at the
slowest fucking pace possible.
Interrupting the small school of typically only 9 students per classroom.
Nothing in the lockers. I wish I could walk a little faster. There was a book in here somewhere, yeah, right there.
When called to the front office, both of the children's moods quickly shifted to that of pure dread.
There's one.
The teachers asked them to gather their books, among other belongings, which they did at the
Trying to hide one from me. Ah, there's one on top of this chair. I have to go check the other rooms. There's probably more hidden. Might be some in the desks themselves. No. Okay.
When called to the front office, both of the children's moods quickly shifted to that of pure dread. The teachers asked them to gather their books, among other belongings, which they did at the
slowest fucking pace possible.
Interrupting the small school of typically only 9 students per classroom.
Another advice I give to the developer, instead of having it on a complete loop to where it gets undeniably, frustratingly annoying, you should have like a button to play the clue whenever the person wants to hear it, if you know what I mean. That would be very nice and maybe help the game be less frustrating.
When called to the front office, both of the children's moods quickly shifted.
Why can't I take these lunch
The
boxes?
teachers asked them to gather their books, among other belongings, which they did at the
Slowest fucking pace possible.
interrupting the small school of typically only 9 students per classroom.
Oh, there was a book in a locker, I thought. Could it be that? I could have swore there was one book in one locker somewhere. Yeah, right there. Is that it? Yep. Okay. We got that done.
Assigned to opposite rooms from one another, the children also differed greatly in personality. The daughter strived for greatness, her favorite subject being geography, and has always been at the top of her class. The son, on the other hand, was deservedly punished for his actions, often being sent to time out for acting up.
Okay. Timeout when I was in school was right here. Outside the hallway. Yep, okay.
Assigned to opposite rooms from one another, the children also differed greatly in personality. The daughter strived for greatness, her favorite subject being geography, and has always been at the top of her class. The son, on the other hand, was deservedly punished for his actions, often getting sent to time out for acting up.
This is the timeout chair, isn't it?
Assigned to opposite rooms from one another, the children also differed greatly in personality. The daughter strived for greatness, her favorite subject being geography, and has always been at the top
Geography.
of her class. The son, assigned to opposite rooms from one another, the children also
Opposite
differed greatly in
rooms.
personality.
Geography.
The daughter strived for greatness, her favorite subject being geography, and has always been at the top of her class. The son, on the other hand, was deservedly punished for his actions.
Alright.
Most days, it seemed like the only safe space for the young man was inside his own locker. If he wasn't getting beaten at home by his father, the children at school would
Do it instead.
Jeez. This kid's life sucked. Hey, this opened. Hi. I'm not sure how many acts there are.